Alright, good day everyone. So today we're gonna do another unboxing video, and this time it's gonna be the SH Monsterarts Rodan 2021, the second form. But before we begin, I'd like to invite everyone to please subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell to get the latest updates from the hobbyist. So yeah, let's begin. So this is Rodan 2021. So for those who aren't familiar, this is actually the Rodan that we saw in the Netflix anime series Godzilla Singular Point. So there are like 3 forms of Rodan in the series. So the first one was the one that appeared in the second episode that fought, Jet Jaguar, and then the second form is what appeared for the most part in the series. So there's like they're like flocks of Rodan attacking everybody. Anyway, and then the third form is the giant form. So that's the form that fought Godzilla terrestris, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, so yeah, this is what the brown box looks like. The same old SH Monsterarts brown box. So you have the SH Monsterarts logo, Tamashii Nations, branding information, Bandai, and then of course the name of the figure appears underneath the barcode. And then on the sides, really nothing to see. On the other side, it's the same, basically the same, the Japanese translation on the top, and basically that's it. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to open up this box to reveal the actual box and see what that looks like. Okay, so this is what the actual box for the SH Monsterarts Rodan 2021 looks like. So as you can see, nice box art as usual. SH Monsterarts shows us a brief glimpse of the figure here, and then on the background it's basically reminiscent of what the intro for Godzilla Singular Point looks like. So it has lots of those red dust, some of the scribbles and notes, and then on the side, same thing. So it's basically a snapshot of the figure. On the other side, SH Monsterarts logo, Rodan 2021 second form. Then at the back, we have some sample poses of the figure, plus the accessories or the tiny Rodan flock that comes with the figure, and some of the poses for the figure. So yeah, without further ado, what we're gonna do next is we are going to open the box and see what the figure looks like. Okay, so out of the box, this is what we have. So we have the Rodan figure. We also have an action base right here. And then we also have 2 sets of mini Rodan. So each set has 4 mini Rodans attached to it. It's attached by a bendy wire, and it attaches to the base by a peg right there. And then finally, we also have the flight stand. So the flight stand is actually pretty nice because the end that attaches to Rodan is actually sculpted in such a way that it hugs Rodan's body, including those white spines that you see there. So yeah, so how to attach it is basically you just see this shorter end right here, or the thinner end. That's supposed to attach on the front of Rodan's body. So all you need to do is just line it up like so, and there is a point in the, there you go. So as you can see, there is a point in attaching it wherein it fits perfectly on Rodan's body. So SH Monsterarts did an awesome job in executing this action base. Anyway, so the same goes with the mini Rodan sets. So all you need to do is just find the peg and then attach it on the peg hole right here, and basically, yeah, you've attached the mini Rodans that way. So yeah, So what we're gonna do next is we are gonna look at the sculpt and paint application on this figure. Okay, so in terms of sculpt, SH Monsterarts did an awesome job overall in sculpting this figure. I like how they did the head, basically. It's really reminiscent of what Rodan looks like in the series. So all of the details, the intricate details on the face, on the beak, how even though it's basically armored and all that, it looks very organic. I love how they did the folds on the neck, very reminiscent of what it looks like in the series. Very nice. All the sculpted details are here. So looking at the back side, so as you can see, the neural spine was executed really well. So it has that, you know, anime feel to it, and you can tell. And as you can see, how they did the wings, it's not overly realistic, but it looks really nice. Now I love what I love how they did the webbings on the wings as well. So again, not too realistic. It's supposed to be cartoonish, and that's what SH Monsterarts did in designing this figure. Because of the articulation, you would say that there are a lot of folds, there are a lot of joint marks here and there, and it's something that's really unavoidable for this figure, since you want the figure to articulate really well. Now, here is what SH Monsterarts kind of mastered through the years. So the art of making the webbing on the mouth. So they did this with Biolante, and from there they kind of did it with the other Godzilla monsters in the series. And it's really nice how they executed the webbings on Rodan's mouth, and the details on the teeth, man, those are really well sculpted. I mean, they're not just blobs of clay that's in there. They just did those teeth really well. So there's also a hint of a throat and tongue inside the mouth. Let me see if I can show you that. So yeah, so as you can see, the sculpt on this figure is really premium. It's really top notch, and it's really what SH Monsterarts is known for. And this is a great example of how good they can make a figure. Now, moving on to the rest of the body. So looking at the feet, so there are some small details on the legs, the folds on the legs, and on the feet as well. So yeah, SH Monsterarts did an awesome job in sculpting this figure overall. So moving on with the paint application, this is really where SH Monsterarts shines. So since this is a premium figure, you would expect no less. Although, yeah, if I were to nitpick, there are some paints that are all over the place, like this one right here, which I think was misplaced, if you will. There are some blotches of paint that's not supposed to be there, and it's not even weathering. So yeah, like those white marks on the wings, they're probably removable, or you know, you could say that you could just weather the thing so that it still looks nice. Other than that, overall they did an awesome job. The blending on the webbings on the wings are really nice. So it's from a deep gray to a lighter shade of gray towards a fleshy color at the tips of the wings. So it's really great what SH Monsterarts did here. Since this is basically somewhat of a cartoonish theme, so you wouldn't expect any weathering on the feet. So as you can see here, the nails are painted basically a white colors. The same treatment was done on the spines of Rodan and the nails on Rodan's arms. So yeah, so it really follows the same theme, and even the neural spine, the color of the neural spine is consistent with what it was in the series, and the patterns on Rodan's wings and the rest of the body is also very much consistent with what it was in the series, and SH Monsterarts capture those details perfectly. Now there is some, I would say this is probably dirt. I don't think it's supposed to be there, or it's a bit dirty. So if you look at the edge, I mean the lower jaw here, there is some, I don't know if this is misplaced paint or something. It's not supposed to be weathering, but yeah, it looks kind of dirty on my figure. On the other side, if you notice, it's still there. Yeah, there are some marks here, but it's not consistent with the other side. I'm not sure if SH Monsterarts did that on purpose, but judging on what it looks like, you know, some guy with some dirty hands held this figure before packaging it. But anyway, so those are the small faults that we saw, but overall it's really a nice figure in terms of sculpt and paint application. Now moving on with the articulation. So the head basically is connected to the neck by a series of ball joints. So the neck is basically a series of ball joints. You have one here, and then another one there, and then another one here. So there's like 3 ball joints, all in all, just allowing the head to move on a wide range of motion. Now the mouth opens and closes. So it opens that far, which is really wide, and revealing the webbing that I've been mentioning earlier. So the upper jaw doesn't move at all. So it's basically just the lower jaw, similar to Godzilla Ultima. But yeah, so it's a nice range of motion. And then the wings are connected to the figure. I mean, the arms and basically the whole wing are connected by ball joints. So you have 1, 2, 3 ball joints that consist the whole wing. So the nice thing about this, although yeah, it does restrict the motion because of the design of the wing, but it's still, you know, since those are 3 parts, it still gives you a more fluid motion compared to just one wing part, which is really nice. And then they also have this part on the that connects, I mean that hides that gap between the neck and the wing. So when you pose it, it's basically one wing. It looks like one fluid, natural looking wing. Okay, so moving on to the body. So the body is connected, so there are like 3 joints that connects to the body. So there's one here for the ab crunch. There's like 2 joints here. That's one here on the chest area, and then there's another one on the bottom of it. So there's like a lower ab crunch. Now do take note that I find the beak a bit too sharp, and the same goes with the spines on Rodan's body. So do take note of those sharp parts if you are intending to give this as a gift to a kid. And then finally, the legs are has two joints, so they're also made of ball joints. So there's one here onto the crotch area, and another one on the thigh. So those are 2 joints. Doesn't really need much of it, since Rodan is basically top heavy anyway. So at least that allows Rodan to stand upright. That's just like what we've shown you when we have unboxed the figure. And then finally, on the foot, there is a swivel, there is a hinge on the foot area, similar to how NECA employed their finger movement. So there is one hinge that connects the that allows Rodan's foot to, or the digits of the foot to move. So yeah, so basically that's it. And then since this Rodan really has a very short tail, I agree with SH Monsterarts design here, wherein they didn't put any ball joint on the tail. So yeah, so that's basically what Rodan looks like. So in terms of movement, if you might be wondering how far this thing can go, so because of the design of it and how this thing attaches to the wing, so it really limits the movement on how Rodan's wings flap. So it flaps right around that far. Let me see if I can show you like a more. Yeah, so it flaps the wings right around that far. And that's me being creative with the pose. And that's, yeah, and again, it's because of how the wings are designed. So there's this extra piece here that's hindering the motion, so it flaps its wings right around that far, and then moving down, that's where most of the motion is, and then moving down, it flaps the wing up to that far. And then again, that's me being creative with the figure. You could, yeah, so it's that far. So yeah, so anyway, that's it for the sculpt, paint application, and articulation on this figure. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you what the mini Rodan looks like. So the mini Rodan looks like this basically. So there's really no so it's basically just one color. So it's a deep brown or chocolate brown color, if you will. There is some hint of detail on the face of those mini Rodans, as you can see. So that's what the mini Rodans look like. And there is some sculpt in it as well. So as you can see, there are some webbings on the joints on the fingers, or at least on the wings, are there. It's sculpted, or maybe it's sculpted as to how much detail that you could really permit on such a small figure. So as you can see, it's really small. So yeah, but in terms of paint application, there's really no weathering of sorts. There's really no other color other than the chocolate brown color. So yeah, so it is what it is. So anyway, one thing that I also noticed is this pose that they did for those mini Rodans. I'm not sure if you can pull that off with the big one. Let me see. So okay, so what happens is the wings are basically flapped that way, and then you could, since this is a ball joint, so I think at most this is what it will look like. Yeah, so it's not as even though it's a ball joint, but because of the design of the wing and all, it's not gonna allow you to mimic that same pose. Yeah, so as you can see, that's the most it could do. So it's not gonna allow you to do the same pose as the mini Rodans do. I mean, like that one. Anyway, that's it for the sculpt, paint application, and articulation on this figure. What we are going to do next is give you a size comparison on what this figure looks like against the other figures that you might have in your collection. Okay, so this is how the SH Monsterarts Rodan stack up against its co-stars. So here we have the SH Monsterarts Godzilla Ultima, and we have the SH Monsterarts Jet Jaguar. In the series, Rodan actually fought Jet Jaguar a couple of times. I think that the SH Monsterarts Rodan scales perfectly with Jet Jaguar. However, for Godzilla Ultima, Rodan is actually too big. So in the series, actually each fold on Godzilla's body is basically bigger than a Rodan in the series. So even the mini Rodans are probably a little bit too big. Although I understand that, you know, design wise it would probably be impractical to put like a very very tiny Rodan just to have it scale with Godzilla Ultima. So what we could do, probably, if we're gonna pose it with Godzilla, you could actually place it a little bit further from Godzilla so that it would appear smaller. So yeah. Okay, so my final thoughts about this figure. As you can see, it's an awesome figure. It scales well with the other SH Monsterarts Godzilla Singular Point figures. Here we have the SH Monsterarts Jet Jaguar 2021. As you can see, you could recreate any of those fight scenes from the series, which is really cool. Now, I do love the articulation, the paint application, and the sculpt of this figure. There are some poses that you couldn't do with it because of how it was sculpted, but overall it works. So as you can see, you just have to be creative in posing the figure. Anyway, is this a must buy at this point? Well, when we had this for pre-order, it's not really as popular as the other SH Monsterarts figures, so I guess you could wait for a deal. And plus, you know, because the series isn't really as popular as the other Godzilla movies or the other Godzilla series that was released before, so maybe it kind of took a hit on how popular this figure is. But anyway, it's really a nice figure, and if you are a fan of the series, if you are a fan of Godzilla Singular Point figures and SH Monsterarts figures, then by all means do get one of these. So yeah, so I guess at this point you should be seeing the shoutouts on today's video. If you want to be included on the next roll call, all you need to do is drop us a comment down below, show us some love. If you have any questions, by all means send us a message. You could also reach us on our social media platforms. So we're available on Facebook, the Hobbyist. You can also reach us out on Instagram, the_Hobbyist. So yeah, I guess that's it for me, folks. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for supporting our channel, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.